really happened.
What really happened?
The clearing. It still feels like a dream. Go find a rock?
There's a few in there I saw. That's awesome. So you can get right in here.
Yeah. Hey everybody.
What's going on?
Welcome to Michigan Life Above the 45th Parallel. I'm Clarissa.
And I'm Jason.
And in today's episode, we have got sand behind us. You kind of just saw the truck drop it. We're going to be getting started on a little shed that we got. That was a couple weeks ago.
Yep. We already prepared the clearing, kind of leveled it out. Kind of did this little basic staking to see where it's going to go.
Yep.
And now I got some base brought in for the concrete. So we got to stake it out. We got to build some forms. We got to put the sand in there, compact it down, and basically get it ready to get concrete poured.
Yep. Which we're going to be doing the concrete too.
We're going to attempt concrete pour. We're going to see how that goes.
It'll be our first time.
Yeah, it'll be my first time actually pouring concrete. So
that's not going to be on this episode. This is just the prep work.
I've dealt with concrete a little bit, doing like post holes for porches and fences and stuff like that. But I've never actually like poured a pad. So
yeah,
I think I have the skill set to pull it off. Maybe we'll find out. So we got the beginning steps here. So we got to get going on this process. So tag along today and see what we get done.
Yeehaw. Project is going to be fun.
We're down at the shed.
Shed spot.
Yep, well, shed spot, you're correct. So we got our dirt sand pile that was dropped. So here's our sand that we need, the lumber I picked up today, so we can build forms for the concrete pad for the shed. So we got an 8x12 shed, little metal shed kit we got from Patio Well, and I want to do a concrete pad underneath it before we build it. So that's going to be today's project, is prepping for that. We'll get forms built. We will square it up, level it. I got my sand here. We're going to get it shoveled in, and I got a tamper. We're going to tamp it down and create the base so we're prepped for concrete.
Yep. And then the concrete pour will be the next video.
Yep. We'll get it set up this weekend so that next time we're up here we can get concrete, and then get the cement mixer down here, get our water down here. I got a little idea of what we're going to use to get water down here so we can make the concrete mix. And,
which that'll be in the other video, so
yep,
don't worry about that for now.
So I think I got a good plan for that, but today let's get it prepped and set up so we can get that going.
Alright,
So
here we
tag
go.
along today and see what we got going on, guys.
Yay.
Be our first side note. It is our first concrete pad either of us have ever done.
Yeah.
I feel like I have the skill set to do it, but we will find out.
Yep.
So
we'll see how things
fingers
happen.
crossed that goes smooth. I'm sure we're gonna run into some issues somewhere along the line.
Yep.
But I think I got a pretty good idea how to do this. So let's bugs, with the gnats. You guys can't see my video, but like little tiny gnats flying around.
Yeah.
They're always like buzzing around your face when we're out here filming. So
Yep.
that's why we look all weird and swatting at like nothing.
Yeah. All right.
So, all right, tag along, see how this goes today, guys.
Here we go.
So these are the steps that I'm taking to build my concrete pad for my 8x12 patio well metal shed. I got my area cleared out, basically leveled out. Now I'm going to stake my 4 corners so I can start building my forms. I just need a tape measure, some stakes, and the sledgehammer to pound the stakes in. And I should be able to start at my lowest point, or my highest point, I apologize. My highest point is where I'm going to start. And then you can level the boards off of that so that when you bring up the low end, you just backfill the dirt to the bottom of the board, and then you can fill in your board and pack it down. If you start at your high point or your low point and then level and say it has to go down, now you're digging into the ground. So it's easier to always start at your high point when you're squaring or leveling any kind of pad or area. I'm looking at this. My high side is going to be one of these. I think this point's going to be my high side. Be my guess, like one of these back points. So that's my first stake. We're going to use that to measure off my length and width. Now my shed's 8x12, but I want my pad to be 9x13. I'm going to go a foot bigger, and that gives me 6 inches around each side. So I have it staked out. You got to take into consideration when you're staking it and measuring it, how thick your forms are. Your stakes are going to be on the outside of your forms. You don't want them on the inside, and then nail your forms to that, because then your stakes are inside the concrete. So you have to factor in how wide it is, plus the width of the boards, plus the stakes and inside outside. So it takes, so like say it's 8 foot and I want to do 9 foot, I'm going to just measure these stakes 9 foot outside to outside, because now you're losing the thickness of your stakes. You're not taking into factor how you're building your form. So I ended up going 111 inches, so I got my 1.5 inches for each 2x8, and they're nailed on the inside so that my form is actually 9 feet wide. So you always have to factor in like your lumber, how you're measuring it out. So now that we got our 2 back ones, now we can go measure out our fronts and then square it up, make sure it's square, and then we can start nailing our form boards on. those are just temporarily staked in. But now I gotta make sure I'm square and it's not an oblong box. So I'm gonna do, call it a 3, 4, 5 measurement. You can measure down 3 feet on one side, 4 feet on another side, and those intersection points diagonally should be 5 feet. And then that's a 3, 4, 5 is a quick, easy way to square a box. So it's just like a carpenter little trick. So that's where a string line would help, and I don't have a string line. Come here. We're gonna measure diagonally. Now, if your box is perfectly square, go to the base right here on the inside corner. You should have the same measurement diagonally if the box is square. So, okay.
Now that we've got all the corners squared by measuring and repositioning and measuring again, now we're going to move on to the next step, which is to go from the highest point and have that be where we start for the level on the ground.
Move on to the next one. We'll build ourselves a box, and then I'm going to run, then once the box is built, we're going to run some more stakes on the outside every couple of feet, screw it to it, make sure it's square, not warped. Then once that's all built, I want to drop something in the center, one board across, because we're going to pour it in 2 halves. One half, we'll let it cure, take the board off, pour the other half, so there's that cut in between already. Because if it's one whole slab, we're going to have to cut it. I don't have a concrete saw, I don't feel like renting one, I don't want to buy one right now, so figured if I just do 2 separate pours, the crack's there, so.
Yep.
And that's just for a big pad. As it settles, it doesn't crack. You give it a crack or a seam. That's why they cut the saw marks in the big pads of concrete, so that when it does settle, it doesn't snap, crack, you know, not settle level. Because that's a big, if it's a big pad, the odds of that thing leveling perfect is pretty slim. So they give it those kind of little stress crack areas on purpose. So, and that's the purpose of doing them. So I figured if I don't want to do that, I can just do 2 different pours. It's easier for us to learn on. It's not one big giant pour. So,
all right.
But yeah, step 1 done. Let's start cutting our forms to size. Sits, the thing is dead level. That's wild. Okay. So I guess I did a pretty good job leveling. I would say so with my naked eye that I have a good level eye.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I just set it on the ground, guys. I haven't even just sitting there.
That's funny.
Not too shabby. this. Like, I just completely eyeballed this thing, and it's pretty darn level. It's like sometimes I surprise myself.
Level and pretty darn square. That'll work.
So we just got to put our crossboard in, and then I got to drop stakes on the outside so the forms don't like get all wobbly. They stay nice and true and square. So. My forms, my outside, split it in the center so we can do two halves. We'll pour this half first, let it harden, we'll pop that center board out, and then we'll pour the back half on the second pour. Now I just got to go along in the outside, put some stakes in the outside just to make sure the boards stay square, they don't get all pushed out by the weight of the concrete, and we're doing good. Getting close to just having to do the sand part. Like concrete forms to me. They're level, square, within like 1/4 inch, not a big deal. It's like we're not building the house yet. If it was a house, I would have squared up that 1/4 inch, but it's the shed, so not too worried about it. I got my center divider, everything's staked. I think we're time to get some sand. We'll get the sand in the front section here. We'll get it tamped down with the tamper. I got 2x8, so I'm gonna do a 4-inch concrete pad. 4 inches of sand. So basically I gotta go halfway up these boards and then we should be good. And then pour the concrete basically to the top ish, and then we're good. So first attempt, guys. I think we're doing good. Let us know in the comments if we're doing alright. I think it's looking like you could pour concrete here shortly. So
Alright guys, Jason's over there grabbing the tractor. We're going to take a couple of loads of this. I'm going to use the rake and spread it out as he dumps it into the form that we've just created over here. So, yeehaw.
Always got an eye for those Petoskey's. Found another one. Still dirty, but you can see it through here. Oh, look at the bottom. There you go. So that's like... So Petoskey stones are... It's the west coast of Michigan. Used to be a bunch of like tropical beachy sandy like 100 million years ago or something crazy. So this is like the... I think part of like the coral reef or something like that. of what used to be here in Michigan, like way long ago. So it's cool finding fossils.
I did it. I did all of it.
So I think we're good. We're tamped down. So what we're shooting for here is 4 inches of sand base, and then 4 inches concrete. That's why I bought a 2x8. So I need to be 4 inches from the top. All right, so it looks like I got 4 from there to this corner. That's all 4, and from here to here is all 4. I'm high 3.5 here and 4.5 there, so I'm a little low, a little high. So I'm going to tamp this corner down a little tighter, and that one I got to throw a couple shovelfuls in that corner to bring it up a 1/2 inch, and then I'll be 4 inches everywhere. So we're pretty darn close. Just need a little bit more sand. Little thin on base in the front, which is alright, because it'll be a little thicker on concrete on the front lip where you're going to be walking in and out. It's like 1/2 inch, maybe that much, so not a big deal. Everything else is 4. I'm going to try and tamp this back corner down a little to see if I can pack it a little bit, get like 1/4 inch out of it. There you go. A lot closer to 4. So, I think we're ready to pour a concrete pad, guys. Still need to get some finishing tools, the edger, a float, hand trowel. We had the cement mixer, we got the water supply here. We need to order cement bags. I was thinking about getting some of that wire mesh, maybe put it in the floor to strengthen it. But yeah, I think so far, if you're a concrete guy, let me know. But I think we got a solid little concrete forms going here. I think we're square, we're level, we're packed, we got good base. So for the first time, I think we're doing all right, guys.
All right, guys, today was pretty productive. We got the beginnings of our shed build started. We're going to be doing this in little chunks because we still have to buy materials and everything to complete this, and we only had this much time today. So this is what we got done today. We've got our forms all put on, and we've got our first half of our tamping done for our sand. So it's all leveled out and everything's ready for cement in this section of it.
Yep, all ready to go. I'm excited.
This will end up ending this episode today.
Yep.
So Well, if you like what you watched today, go ahead and give us a nice big thumbs up.
So next time you see us on video, we're probably going to be having all the concrete materials. You'll be seeing our first attempt at concrete. Neither of us have ever done concrete. So be kind in the comments if you think we're doing a crappy job, but I think we're doing all right.
If you have some tips and tricks, go ahead and stick them at this video so that we'll have it before we do next weekend.
Yep. And we're buying ready mix bags so that all we have to do is add water.
Yep.
So we have a cement mixer here that I bought last year or the year before at auction.
Yep.
So that should help. I don't want to bring a concrete truck because this is not big enough for a concrete truck, so I'm not saving any money there. So unfortunately, we're going to be like hand loading bags.
That'll be fine.
But yeah, that should be all right. But I think that's what we're going to do. I feel like that's going to be the easiest thing for us instead of like mixing it all, having gravel dropped, and like because we watched
Mel and
Gary do their block and mix their stuff. So we kind of got some tips from them. But I think we're just going to get the pre-mix. It'll be easier on us.
Yeah.
When we do bigger projects, I think we'll be dropping, you know.
Yeah, a
the
little
other
bit
stuff.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll be doing it probably more the way you saw them do it. But
Yeah. So if you've been liking what you've been watching, make sure you hit your thumbs up.
Yep. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed.
Yep.
We appreciate the love.
Make sure you share.
Yep. Sharing is caring, guys. Let everyone else know they can stay on top of what we got going on the property this year.
Yep.
It's been an exciting year so far. So.
Yeah. Make sure you comment.
Yep. She'll reply back to your comment. I promise.
Every time.
Every single time. It's like death and taxes. It's guaranteed. So.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and I hope everybody has a great rest of your week.
Yep. Thanks for tagging along. We'll see you on the next one, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.